Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I am your host, Spencer. If you would be so kind, please could you join my Patreon? Become a patron of the Patreon. I believe it is at Speedjampar, maybe? The link is in the show notes. You know, it's like the patreon.com/Speedjampar or something like that. You can also buy some merchandise. There is a link in the show notes. There's a couple of just fun little things there for you to enjoy, to put on your body or to put on your desk or something. Social media, the Instagram handle, and it's the handle for a couple other things, I guess, is at dictionarypod. Also, mine is at Speedjampar. To see some fun things. Sometimes I make facial expressions or I do some arm movements and you can't see my legs. But if you want to see all those things, you can watch this on YouTube. Go check out my YouTube channel, subscribe, and watch all of the videos. All of my past episodes, all of them are up on YouTube, except a lot of them don't have video. Hey, let's talk about the words. In this episode, the first word here is the fourth form of go. G-O. This is a noun, and it is often capitalized. Ooh, hey. It is from 1890. What is this very specific word go from 1890 that is often capitalized? Well, some of you might be thinking, I think I may know what that is. It is a game. A game played between two players who alternately place black and white stones on a board checkered by 19 vertical lines and 19 horizontal lines in an attempt to enclose the larger area on the board. I think I have tried this game many years ago, and I said this game is too smart for me. I remember hearing my cousin and my uncle get really, really, really into this game. It's similar in strategy, I guess, to chess, but also kind of similar to what's that game, Othello, where you're flipping over the black and the white pieces to take over control. Very strategic, very old game. Let's look up onto the internet device how old is Go. Let's see. Nope, I don't want that. I want this. Oh, here we go. Go game. And also, I should also say this is a Japanese word, but it's an English word, go. But wait a minute. What? I suspect that it means something else. We'll get to that in a second. This game was invented actually in China more than 2,500 years ago. All the way back before the BCE times, or into the BCE times. Let's see. It's believed to be the oldest board game continuously played to the present day. Let's see. What other fascinating things do we have to say about Go? The playing pieces are called stones. 1919 grid of lines containing 361 points. And the points are where you put the pieces. Oh, beginners often play on 9x9 or 13x13 boards. Archaeological evidence shows that the game was played on 17x17, and the 19x19 board became standard by the time the game reached Korea in the 5th century, and in Japan in the 7th century. But I am curious about the name. There's a section on this Wikipedia page called Names of the Game. The name Go is a short form of the Japanese word Igo, I-G-O, which derives from earlier Wigo, W-I-G-O, in turn from Middle Chinese, just G-I. Of course, this is the American English way to spell these. The Mandarin Weigi, W-E-I-Q-I. Of course, I don't know how to pronounce these words properly. It means encirclement board game. That is literally what it means. Encirclement board game. Or also board game of surrounding. That's kind of what it is, in a way. In English, the name Go, when used for the game, is often capitalized to differentiate it from the common word Go. In events sponsored by the Ing Cheng Ki Foundation, it is spelled Go, G-O-E. Oh, in Korean, it's Baduk. And I think there's some other names stuff. This game just popped up into my life yesterday, very briefly. I had my work anniversary, which happened to be 19 years, and in our Slack messaging thing, they said, "Hey, happy anniversary to Spencer for reaching 19 years." 19 is a prime number. They just like to have fun with anniversaries and birthdays and stuff. And they said the game Go is played on a 19 by 19 board. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. And then here we go. It popped up today, just the very next day. How fascinating. We call that a synchronicity, maybe. Because the game Go is not a part of my life in everyday life. In fact, in the previous episode, when I recorded that a number of days ago, I was thinking, I wonder if this game will be one of the definitions. And look at that. Look at that. It was. All right. That's it for the game Go. I should probably learn how to play it. It seems like it would be a very good thing for your brain. I'm sure there's an online version if I don't have the game. Maybe we should look up free online version of the game Go. I could have put more words in there, but I figured no. There's online-go.com, play okay go. I don't know what that is. Yeah, maybe online-go.com is and I don't know if these are reputable, so I don't like to just randomly click on links. This one says, if you prefer playing against an AI to practice, Kosumi is a highly recommended ad-free web tool that allows you to play various board games on your own. Okay, interesting. Now, let's move on. I gotta make a sound effect. Ooh, what shall I do? I'll go flip, flip, flip to mimic the flipping of the Go pieces, I guess. Although, I don't think they flip them. I think they maybe replace them. I don't remember. I didn't look at that information. Let's move on now to the word goad, G-O-A-D, first form. Noun from before the 12th century. Number 1A, something that pains, as if by pricking. The synonym is thorn. So not just any type of pain. A goad pain, a thing that is causing a goad pain, is not just anything all up in your body, whatever. It has to be specifically a pricking feeling, like a thorn, like you got pricked by a thorn. Isn't there a song, something about a thorn? Pricked by a thorn? I don't know. Probably not. Number 1B, something that urges or stimulates into action. The synonym is spur. So a thorn could be a goad, a spur could be a goad, like maybe when you're wearing spurs on your cowboy boots and you kick them into the side of the horse, which I don't like. I think it probably hurts them. And they're like, oh, boy, I just got poked by a thorn. I better run away. Yahoo. Okay, so that thing could also be a goad because you're goading the horse to go. We'll talk about the verb soon. Number 2, a pointed rod used to urge on an animal. Yep, a pointed rod used to urge on an animal. Just literally, we're just like, poke, poke, go, please. I wonder if this word comes from the word go. It probably does. For more synonym information, see the word motive. Motive, like what was their motive when they did the murder? What was their goad? What was the thing that made them murder Captain Underpants with the candlestick in the cellar? This word is from the Middle English goad, Old English god, which means spear or goad, akin to the Langobardic word gaida, which means spear, and perhaps to the Sanskrit word hinoti, which means he urges on. So it's just like, come on, just Get a move on, you slow animal. You're too big for me to push, so I gotta poke you with a thing that might hurt a little bit more. A spear. I don't love the idea of that. Maybe instead you can goad them on with a carrot instead of a stick. All right, anything else? Oh, my sound effect was all wrong, but I have stuck with it, so I must go flip, flip, flip. The second form of goad is a transitive verb from 1579. Number 1, to incite or rouse, as if with a goad. It's like maybe possibly you have been using a stick to rouse somebody. Maybe you're trying to goad your teenager out of bed who wants to stay in bed all day long. That's what I wanted to do today. But so you might be using a stick, or you might be like, oh, I'm gonna pull the covers off of them. That's kind of like using something as if a goad, rousing them as if with a goad. Number 2, to drive with a goad, and what you might be driving is cattle. Goad the cattle, and you're poking them maybe in the butt. Say, I want you to move that way, so I'm going to poke you in the butt. If I want you to move that way, I'm going to poke you in something else. Flip, flip, flip. Now we have go ahead, 2 words with a hyphen. This is the first form of go ahead. It is an adjective from 1834. Number 1, marked by energy and enterprise. The synonym is progressive, as in, we have an example. It is a vigorous go-ahead company. A vigorous go-ahead company. They're a go-ahead company, a progressive company. We're describing them as having energy and enterprise and being all, hey, we're gonna compete with all of the other companies out there because we're such a go-ahead company. We go ahead, away from the past, towards the future. That's where we're going. It's like somebody's poking me in the butt with a stick. Now we have number 2, indicating that one may proceed. Okay, it's the go-ahead adjective indicating that one may proceed, as in the example, go-ahead signal or go-ahead signal. Go-ahead signal. Oh, hey, we got the go-ahead signal. Maybe we're driving on a race course, and they gave us the go-ahead signal that we could finally proceed forward. Oh, my favorite go-ahead signal is when I drive through. I'm coming up to the drive-through car wash, and they're like, and they wave you on, and they say, okay, come on, it's now your turn to go through the psychedelic times of car washes. And they say, pull up your car, put it in neutral. Oh, good, I got the go-ahead signal to be in a car that's very loud, but with lots of colors around. Whee! Number 3, having a score that gives a team the lead in a game, as in, drove in the go-ahead run. The go-ahead run gave them the lead because they got ahead. It made them go ahead in points than the other team, and the other team was very sad. They said, "Ah, we go behind." Okay, that was go ahead first form. Now we have flip flip flip. Go ahead second form, noun from 1840. Number 1A, the synonyms are energy and spirit. Like, you got that go ahead when you started that go ahead company. That baseball runner, they had some go ahead. So, because they were trying to get that go ahead run. 1B, one possessing go ahead. Yep. If you have the go ahead adjective, I guess, one possessing go ahead, then you would have some go ahead. But although is it talking about the noun? One possessing go ahead, I feel like then that would be the noun. I'm confused. Number 2, a sign, signal, or authority to proceed. The synonym is green light. We got the, oh, good. Hey, let's make a movie. The movie got green lit. We got the green light. So we got the go ahead to make the movie. They said, we're going to give you all the money that you want and more. And I said, yay, thank you. Please don't give me too much because then the budget will be bloated and then all hell will break loose. We need to keep things limited. Flip, flip, flip. Next is goal. Goal. Let's see. Ooh, we got some different pronunciation. It's chiefly northern, especially in 1B and 3A. It could be ghoul. 1B and 3A might be ghoul, pronounced ghoul. Let's double check that pronunciation. I think that's right. Yeah. Northern what? Northern America, Northern Canada, Northern England, Northern Antarctica. Okay, this is a noun from 1531. 1A, the terminal point of a race. The terminal means the end. The end point of a race is the goal. That's what you're going for. You're just like, I'm running. Hey, I reached the goal. 1B, an area to be reached safely in children's games. Now, this is one of the definitions that could be pronounced ghoul. Ghoul in the northern areas. You reached an area called the ghoul in children's games when you reach it safely. In Candyland, I guess, there's a ghoul. Why are they saying ghoul here for this? Interesting. Number 2, the end toward which effort is directed. The synonym is the word aim. What's the aim? What are you working towards? What is the goal of this podcast? What am I aiming for? What do I want to happen? I want you to be entertained. I want you to learn. I want this to be edutainment. It's edutainment for me. And really, that's all that matters. I'm just doing this for myself, to learn things, to be entertained, to entertain myself, make myself laugh, and be like, oh, wow, never really thought about that. I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool. I will promptly forget. The goal is forgetting. 3A, an area or object toward which players in various games attempt to advance a ball or puck, and usually through or into which it must go to score points. Oh my God. Okay, so this one also could be pronounced ghoul. And I didn't even know what I was reading until halfway through. But this is literally just describing the area that you're putting your ball or puck into. In hockey, you're putting a puck through that little space where the goalie stands. There's in basketball, there is a small little hoop that's not that much bigger than the ball itself. In soccer, what most people in the world call football, there is a very large area. And I guess in American football, there's a line that you cross, so it's just a flat land area, but also there's the upright thing, the field goal. In what is it called? Hurling. In hurling, the Irish sport hurling, there is something I think similar to the football/soccer goal, but there's also something similar to the American football thing above. So they got 2 goals. I'm sure there's plenty of other ones that I'm not thinking of, but I kind of wanted to read it again. An area or object toward which players in various games attempt to advance a ball or puck, and usually through or into which it must go to score points. It's just a funny way to word it, but it is 100% accurate. Number 3B. The act or action of causing a ball or puck to go through or into such a goal. The goal is what we just talked about, the area or the object. 3C. The score resulting from such an act. We're talking about the act of putting it in to the space that we also just talked about. So the first one is the area, the space where the ball or puck is going into. The next one is the the action of doing that. That is also the goal. And then the third one is the score that you get when everybody said, "Yay, we're so happy that you did the action of goaling, putting your ball or puck into the goal." We got a point. For more synonym information, see the word intention. Like, ooh, what's your intention? What's your goal? What's your aim? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to get? All of those sorts of possibilities. Let's see. Goal is also an intransitive verb. Goalless is an adjective. No team or person wants to be goalless. When they are playing these competitive games, they want to have all the goals. They want to have more goals than the other team or person has. They want to have put their ball or puck into that area or object more times than the other team or person put their ball or puck into the object or area. Flip, flip, flip. Next is goalie. Goalie, noun from 1921. The synonym is goalkeeper, which is flip, flip, flip. Our next word, goalie. Goalkeeper. So sorry. We couldn't say goalkeeper every time. We had to shorten it to goalie. Noun from 1658. A player who defends the goal in any of various games, and examples of these games would be hockey, lacrosse, or soccer. Ah, yes, lacrosse. I think they also have a very similar goal to hockey. It's one of them smaller ones because they're putting a smaller a smaller ball into the goal compared to basketball or soccer/football. Although basketball, that has the smallest goal of all. The goal is not that much bigger than the ball itself. In 1921, they said, we need to shorten everything. We can't say goalkeeper. We're just going to say goalie. I'm just imagining some 20-somethings, some younger maybe they were born in 1900. They were like, oh, look at me. I was born at the turn of the century. I can't say all those long words like you old fogies can who were born in the 1800s. I got to shorten things up. I don't have time. I got to take my horse to school. I don't have time to say goalkeeper every time. I got to shorten this. And the old people were just like, how can you say these things? How can you shorten goalkeeper to goalie? I can't help but think of like, we're 100 years away from that. We're dealing with the same type of thing now that they were doing then. Somebody born in 1900 seemed so young to somebody born in 1880, and I was born in 1980, and somebody born in 2000. The turn of the century, it just seems so young to me, and they see the world differently, and they talk differently, and now they're 26 years old, and they're an adult, and they're out in the world, and I'm like, holy crap, where did all the time go? I'm one of the old people. And then every 100 years, people are thinking the same things. It doesn't change, but it evolves. How can I not think about this stuff? Okay, moving on to flip, flip, flip. Goal kick, 2 words, noun from 1891. A free kick in soccer awarded to a defensive player when the ball is driven out of bounds over the end line by an opposing player. So I think it sounds like, I don't know the rules of soccer/football. I don't know all of the different lines and positions and all of the rules, but it seems like when let's see, a free kick in soccer, what about a defensive player when the ball is driven? I'm putting it in my head. When the ball is driven out of bounds over the end line by an opposing player. Okay, so I'm the defensive player. I'm trying to defend the goal that's behind me, that big area. The goalkeeper is over there also defending it, but I want to stop them before they even get close enough. And so the opposing team, they're coming at me. They're kicking that ball with their feet. They're doing that fancy dribbling. They're not using their hands, but they're using all their other parts of their body. And I'm like, oh, crap, I got to stop this. And then I go to stop them, and then they kick it, and they accidentally kick it out of bounds. But it has to be on my side of a specific line. The end line, is that what they said? Yep, the end line, which I'm guessing is fairly close to the goal. And so when they kick it out, they're like, Spencer, you were the defensive player who was trying to stop them, and you made them kick it out of bounds over here beyond the end line. So you now get to go to the border of the playable area and the out of bounds, and you get to now kick it. You get to, or no. Now where is that? A goal kick. You're kicking it on the goal. So do I get to kick it on the other side to the goal that I'm trying to get to? Something like that. I don't know. Flip, flip, flip. Next is goal line, 2 words, noun from 1864. A line at either end and usually running the width of a playing area on which a goal or goalpost is situated. It's on either end of the playable area because there's usually one team going that way and one team going that way. They're going for that goal and they're going for that goal, and the goal line is the line that's just at the front edge of the area of the goal, that you got to get your ball or puck just past that goal line within the bounds of the goal to make that goal and make everybody clap and yell and say, "Bravo, you made a goal." That's definitely what they do and say. Flip, flip, flip. Next is goal mouth. Goal mouth? 1 word. Noun from 1882. It is the area directly in front of the goal, and examples of the sports that are using this term goal mouth are soccer/football, I added that, and also hockey. So it's just, is it a specific area? Do I need to look this up? Is it created by lines or something? Let's look up goal mouth hockey. Hockey. Let's look up the goal mouth in hockey. The term goal mouth refers to the highly contested area directly in front of the goal and crease lines in both ice and field hockey. It is the focal point of the sport where the majority of close-range scoring chances, rebounds, and intense player traffic occur. But I don't know if there's a line. I feel like I should look up... let's look up hockey lines. Hockey lines. Let's see. This one should show me something good. Oh yes, there is definitely an arc right in front of the goal. Well, now there's 2 actually. There's a rectangular box right in front of the goal. That's where the goalie stands. And then there's an arc, like a half a circle right around them, in front of them. So maybe that's the goal mouth. And does this image specify anything? A goal crease, that's what it's called, that circle. But I don't think goal mouth is officially on here. But we know that it's the goal mouth, and the goalie is the tongue. The goalie is the tongue. That's one of the most profound things I've ever said before in my life. The goalie is the tongue. Okay, moving on to what was flip. Go along. 2 words. Intransitive verb from 1535. Number 1, to move along. The synonym is proceed. Proceed. You may go now. I have given you the go-ahead for you to go along. Number 2, to go or travel as a companion, because you are going along with somebody. The Fellowship of the Ring, they had many companions for a while. They were going along with each other, having just a wonderful time. No problems whatsoever. 3, to act in cooperation or express agreement, as in the example, go along with the crowd. We do this a lot as humans, don't we? You're cooperating with other people. You're like, oh, yes, of course, I agree with you. I am expressing agreement. Let's all go along with the same thing. Sometimes, when there's a group of people, or even just 2, but with more people, it's more complicated. You're trying to figure out what to do as a group. You're trying to figure out, where do we go? Where do we go to eat? What restaurant shall we go to? Sometimes it's very helpful if there are people who just go along. They go along with the crowd. They're like, yeah, whatever you guys decide is cool with me. Just I'm a yay vote for anything. But that can also get a little complicated. We're like, nobody's got an opinion. Everybody just wants to go along with everybody else. We got 10 people who all just want to go along with all the other 10 people. Somebody make a decision, please. Flip, flip, flip. Goalpost is next. One word, noun from 1857. Goalpost is one of usually two vertical posts that, with or without a crossbar, constitute the goal in various games. And it does not give an example of types of those various games. Which games? Which games are using goalposts? I guess you could say that in the soccer/football, there are two vertical posts on the left and the right side of the goal, but it does have a horizontal post because it does say with or without a crossbar. So the left and the right would be the goal posts. Many of these games do. We got the hockey, the field hockey, the lacrosse. They have the goal posts on the side. And but in American football, the field goal area where you kick the football through, that has the two vertical things, but it doesn't have a cross post except at the bottom just to keep them connected. But there's nothing at the top. Can you kick it too high? Will they allow it if you kick it too high? As long as it still goes between the goalposts, I think maybe it's okay. Let's see. What else do we got to say about goalpost? We got nothing, so we're going to move on to flip, flip, flip. Goaltender. One word. Noun from circa 1909. The synonym is goalkeeper. They're keeping the goal. They're tending to the goal. They're checking the soup. Is it okay? Is there a soup inside the goal? They're tending to the soup, just making sure that the goal is nice and clean and doesn't have any cobwebs. And they're the goaltender, and they're very tender when they're tending to the goal. Flip, flip, flip. Goaltending. Now I think this might be a little different. We've got a couple definitions. This is a noun from 1968. Goaltending. Number one, the act of guarding a goal. An example of the sport would be hockey. So I think the goaltender is goaltending because they are guarding the goal. They're trying to make sure that nobody else gets that tiny little puck inside of that area. Puck, puck, puck. Number two, a violation in basketball that involves touching or deflecting a ball that is on its downward path toward the basket or on or within the rim of the basket. It's coming toward the basket, it's on the rim, or it's within the rim of the basket. As long as it's coming down and it's like basically in that goal area, if you hit it, touch it, knock it away, that is considered goaltending because you are guarding the goal, tending to the goal, making sure that nothing goes over there. You want nothing over there. Then that's goaltending. And in basketball, that is not allowed. You can hit it when it's on its way up. This is one of those rules that you'd think that I would know a little bit more about because I have watched many basketball games in my years, but I am not an expert. I don't follow it religiously by any means. And so I was always a little confused by this one. I would hear goaltending, and I'm like, wait, what did they do? Can somebody explain it? But I didn't say, can somebody explain it? Because then somebody would have explained it. Moving on to flip, flip, flip. Goal word, adverb or adjective from 1949. It is toward a goal. All those players are running goalward because they want to get their ball or puck into that object or area called the goal. Come on, guys. Let's go goalward. Flip, flip, flip. I think we are all out of goal words. Now, goal word was our last goal word. Now we have goanna. 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 It is a noun from 1831. Any of several large Australian monitor lizards, and the genus name is Varanus, and it is of the family Varanidae. Interesting. The etymology says that this is an alternative of the word iguana, goanna, iguana. Oh, interesting. They must come from the same etymological source. But I want to look up pictures of this goanna. So it's Australian. Ooh, yes, Australia has some fantastic creatures. Yeah, it looks like your typical lizard. This one is just chilling on a tree branch sticking out. It's doing a little bit of sunbathing. Maybe it just had a real good meal, and it's like, I'm I just gotta sleep now. Ooh, that feels good to me actually in this moment. I want to be a goanna. Around 30 species of goanna are known, 25 of which are found in Australia. And how big? Let's look up how big do they get. Does it say anything about their size? Probably. Here it is. They can grow over 2.5 meters in length, which includes the tail, I assume, which is the equivalent of 8.2 feet. That is quite a lot of feet and meters. Not all goannas are my brain said, nope, you're not gonna get this word out. Not all goannas are gargantuan. Pygmy goannas may be smaller than a man's arm. The smallest of these, the short-tailed monitor, reaches only 20 centimeters in length. That's like this. That's so small. Okay. Well, that's enough about goanna. Maybe I should post a picture on the social media of a goanna, and I am so behind on those posts. I need to pick that up. Maybe by the time this episode airs, I will have caught up. One more word for this episode. Flippy, flippy, flippy. It's go around, 2 words with a hyphen. Noun from circa 1921-29. Number 1. My brain was thinking ahead. Number 1. The synonym is runaround, as in gave me the go-around. Gave me the runaround. They were literally running around me, and they said, nope, sorry, you're not going to get to that goal. I'm just going to run around you. I'm going to go around. I'm going to give you the go-around. But more, I think, the runaround is just like, they sent me over there. They sent me over there. I could never get any of my stuff done. They gave me the go-around. 2A. The synonym is just round, as in reached an agreement during the first go-around. Maybe go-around was first, and then we just shortened it to round. Oh, interesting. Is that why those things are called rounds? Like in boxing, each one is a round because it used to be maybe, I'm guessing, maybe it was called a go-around because they would go around the ring, they would have a go around. And then people were just like, round. Number 2B, a heated argument or struggle, as in, had a real go around with her about it. Had a real go around with her about it. What did they have a go around about? It was about where to eat dinner. We had a big old argument, a go around about where to eat. 3. An act or instance of going around. Examples would be an air traffic pattern when the plane has to literally fly around an airport for some reason. They call that a go around. I had to do that once. I was in a plane. I mean, I think I've had to do that multiple times, but one in particular stands out in my memory because we found out afterwards that the landing gear was not coming down so good, and I think that they were coming in, and then they realized it, or maybe the air traffic control saw it that it wasn't down, and they were like, no, don't land. That's gonna be a bad situation. And I think we got relatively close to the ground. And then they flew up, and then we had to go, we were like, what is happening? They were like, we got to do a go-around. I think they told us afterwards, so we didn't get too scared. Or maybe they told us around then, and they were like, we did a go-around. Roger, we did a go-around because we were not able to land. Our landing gear did not come out, so we're going to try again. Oh, look, we think it came down. We're going to fly past the air traffic controller. And they said, yes, we see your landing gear is down. And we said, oh, goody, goody gumdrops. Now we don't have to do another go around. Holy crap, I got to pick a word of the episode. Today we had go, goad, go ahead, goal, goalie, goalkeeper, goal kick, goal line, goal mouth, go along, goal post, goaltender, goaltending, goal word, go Anna, go around. Whew. Okay, which one do I want to pick? Maybe I just pick go as the word of the episode. We did have a lot of go talk in the last couple episodes, but that's okay. I don't really play the sports, so I don't really try for goals. Yeah. Go. Go play your game, go. Flip. No. Put your pieces on the go board. The go board is 19 by 19. Put 361 go pieces on the board. I wonder if they've ever filled up the board. I'm sure they have. Let's look up. Longest go game. I've heard that they can last very long time. The longest recorded professional game of Go by move count is 411 move match between these people in 1950. By time, in 1920, a game lasted 240 hours and was adjourned 20 times. So that would be an average of 12 hours each time that they played. Man, they must have been thinking a lot. So the longest in time is 240 hours, and the longest in moves was 411. So they put pieces down 411 times or something? I don't really know the game well enough. And was there another thing I was going to look up? How often do they fill up a Go board game? Let's see. Yeah, I feel like it must. Maybe it gets filled up. I don't know. In a standard game of Go, the board is never completely filled up. The game ends long before all 361 intersections are covered. Players stop when territories are defined and no further profitable moves can be made, typically ending around 250 moves. So 411 is quite a lot. Fascinating. Okay, that's it. I picked a word of the episode. I sang you a little song, and now I shall tell you about a movie. And I am gonna have to get cracking on that. I actually have a work flight coming up, and so I will probably watch 4 movies on that flight. The next movie that we saw was called Pizza Movie. This is a very fun and silly, but like smartly funny, cleverly funny movie about some college kids in a dorm who accidentally take some crazy homemade drugs and try to go down 2 floors to pick up the pizza that they ordered for a very specific reason, and it's very difficult to get to that first floor. And there's all a bunch of crazy stuff happens. And yeah, it's very silly, and I thought a little smarter maybe than your typical sort of college drug movie. It's called Pizza Movie. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for checking out this show, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.